There are places on the internet that feel forgotten, not because they are old, but because they were never meant to be found in the first place. Maya Chen didn't believe in that kind of myth. She believed in data, in logs, in patterns that could be traced back to human error. Until the link arrived. RedWarden looked ordinary at first glance. Too ordinary. That was the problem. Posts about meaningless things, weather shifts, traffic delays, small accidents that no one would remember tomorrow. But something about the timestamps felt wrong, like they were slightly ahead of reality. As if the forum wasn't reporting the past, but leaking the future. When Maya clicked deeper, she found the first prediction. It was simple. Almost harmless. A broken window. A specific street. A precise time. She almost closed it, almost dismissed it like everything else. But then the real world answered the post exactly as written. And that was the moment she realized, this wasn't prediction. It was confirmation. Eli Navarro didn't trust anything that couldn't be replicated. That was his rule. If it couldn't be broken apart, tested, and proven false, it didn't deserve attention. So when Maya showed him the thread, he treated it like noise trying to look like intelligence. But noise doesn't repeat itself in perfect alignment with reality. The second post described something worse. Not dramatic. Not cinematic. Just a commuter collapsing on an ordinary bus route. No explanation. No warning signs. Just a quiet, clinical statement on a forum that shouldn't have known anything at all. And then it happened. Exactly as written. Down to the timing that made it feel intentional. That was when Eli stopped arguing. Because coincidence can repeat once. Maybe twice. But not like this. Not with the precision of something watching instead of guessing. Something that already knows what the world is going to do before the world decides to do it. The deeper they went into RedWarden, the more it stopped behaving like a website. Pages loaded too fast. Replies appeared before refresh. Entire threads changed wording when no one was looking directly at them. It was as if the forum understood when it was being observed. Then came the name, archivist null. No profile history. No origin. No traceable creation point. Just a presence that appeared in multiple threads like it had always been there, waiting to be noticed. When Eli tried to trace it, his tools returned impossible results, servers that existed outside mapped infrastructure, like digital ghosts occupying space that shouldn't exist, and then the message appeared. Not sent. Not received. Just present. You are early. That is dangerous. From that moment on, every device they touched began to feel slightly wrong. Not broken. Not malfunctioning. Just aware in a way it shouldn't be. Eli tried to break it. That was his instinct. If something claimed control over reality, the fastest way to destroy it was to prove it wrong. So he made a prediction of his own. A fire. A public place. A fixed time. Something easy to disprove. He posted it under a clean identity and waited. At first, nothing happened. That silence felt like victory. But the forum didn't react until the last possible moment. Then it corrected him. Not denied. Corrected. And reality obeyed the correction instead of his prediction. At exactly the stated time, nothing burned. Nothing collapsed. Instead, everything went dark. Not physically destroyed, just removed. Power failed across an entire building in a perfect synchronized silence that lasted exactly long enough for people to realize something had changed, and then returned as if nothing had happened. But people remembered something in the dark. Something standing where no one had been. After that night, RedWarden stopped feeling like something they were studying. It started feeling like something studying them. Posts began referencing Maya directly. Not her name at first, just details only she would recognize. Things she hadn't told anyone. Things she had only thought. Then a new account appeared, Maya_Chen_observed. Eli wanted to leave immediately. But leaving wasn't possible anymore, not in the normal sense. The forum wasn't on the internet now. It was overlapping it. Like it had grown roots into the structure beneath everything digital. Messages stopped being readable in the traditional way. They appeared in fragments across devices, across time, across systems that shouldn't have been connected. And each fragment felt less like information and more like observation. Something wasn't predicting their actions anymore. It was adjusting for them. The next prediction didn't describe strangers. It described Eli. A crime. A confession. A timeline that didn't match his memory but matched everything recorded around him. Security footage. Digital traces. Witness statements that contradicted his certainty with disturbing confidence. He tried to deny it. Tried to anchor himself in what he knew. But the evidence didn't argue. It didn't accuse. It simply existed. An existence, when documented precisely enough, becomes harder to argue against than memory. Maya watched as Eli's reality began to split between what he remembered and what the world insisted had happened. And then something worse occurred. Eli stopped resisting the contradiction. Not because he accepted it, but because the contradiction stopped feeling unusual. Like it had always been true. Maya ran, but there was nowhere the forum wasn't already waiting. Every screen she looked at reflected the same structure. Every device carried the same thread. It was no longer a website. It was a layer of reality behaving like one. The final post appeared without input. Subject: Maya Chen has reached comprehension threshold. Outside, the world felt subtly misaligned. Not broken. Not distorted in obvious ways. Just slightly delayed, like reality was thinking a fraction of a second too long before responding to itself. And then she understood what archivist null meant. They weren't predicting events. They were maintaining them. Reality wasn't unfolding. It was being updated. And Maya was no longer reading the thread. She was inside it,